You know that sinking feeling, right? Your CI pipeline glows red, and now you have to go digging through just endless logs trying to play detective and figure out what went wrong. But what if you could get a perfect recording of that failure, every single time? Well, today we're diving into Playwright's Trace Viewer, the tool that's going to let you debug CI failures in minutes, not hours.
Okay, let's be real. How many times have you been staring at a failed CI run, just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling through thousands of lines of logs, trying to piece together the crime scene? It's like being a detective with no photos, no witnesses, just a bunch of notes. It's slow, it's frustrating, and it usually ends with you rerunning the whole pipeline just to see it again, which is just a massive waste of time.
So think about it. You've got the old way over here, pure guesswork, digging through logs and hoping you can find a clue. It's brittle, it's inefficient, and then you've got the Trace Viewer way, a complete visual recording of everything that happened. This isn't just a little improvement, it's a completely different way to find and fix your bugs.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. We'll start with what I call the CI debugging black hole. Then I'll introduce you to your new best friend, the Trace Viewer. We'll see why it's a total game changer for your speed and certainty, walk through a real-world failure, dodge some common traps, and then wrap up with the pro takeaways that'll make you a debugging wizard. Let's do this.
All right, Section 1, the CI debugging black hole. We've all fallen into it. And look, this isn't about dwelling on the pain. It's about really understanding why the old ways don't work, so we can fully appreciate how awesome the solution is. So what is the Trace Viewer, really? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a time machine, or maybe a flight data recorder for your failed tests. Instead of just getting a vague crash report from a log file, you get a full, interactive replay of the final moments. You can literally scrub back and forth in time, you can inspect the web page at any point, see every single network call, and read every console message, all from one file.
Under the hood, it's actually pretty simple. When a test fails on your CI server, Playwright just bundles up everything. All the DOM snapshots, the action logs, network data, all of it into a single zip file. The Trace Viewer is just the app that reads this file and shows it to you in a way that makes perfect sense. It's the engine that turns all that raw data into an aha moment.
Okay, that sounds cool, but why should you really care? What's the actual payoff here? Well, it all comes down to two things every single one of us wants: speed and certainty. Let's break down how this is going to transform your workflow.
First up, speed. You can figure out even the most complicated flaky tests in minutes because you have all the evidence right in front of you. No more rerunning the pipeline and waiting. Second, certainty. The Trace Viewer shows you exactly what the browser was looking at when things went wrong. This completely eliminates those awful, well, it works on my machine arguments. And finally, collaboration. You can download this one file, send it to a developer, and they can open it and see a perfect, reproducible bug report without writing a single line of code. It's amazing.
All right, enough talk. Theory is one thing, but seeing this thing solve a real problem, that's where the magic really happens. Let's get to the best part, the Trace Viewer in action. It's time to solve a real-world failure.
And hey, before we dive in, here's a pro tip. The best engineering teams I've seen, they don't just turn tracing on. They use it strategically. They set it up to run only on the first retry of a failed test. This is their secret weapon for catching those flaky, intermittent bugs without generating tons of useless files for tests that passed. This is how the pros do it.
Okay, look at this. It all starts with this one magic line in your Playwright config: trace equals on-first-retry. This one setting tells Playwright, hey, if a test fails, give it one more shot. And if it fails that time, save a complete trace of that second attempt. This is the absolute perfect balance. It catches those annoying random issues without creating a bunch of noise.
And here's the payoff. In your CI pipeline, after a run fails, you'll see this new artifact right there, trace.zip. You just download this one file. That's it. No need to log into a server or hunt through logs. The entire story of the failure is right there, ready to go.
Now, let's crack that file open. This is the Trace Viewer. On the left, you've got a step-by-step timeline of every single action Playwright took. In the middle, the main event, a live, interactive snapshot of your web page, and over on the right, you can flip between seeing network requests, console logs, and even the source code. This is your complete debugging cockpit.
So here's the crucial moment. When we click on the failed action, you see it highlighted in red. The web page snapshot instantly jumps back to that exact moment in time. We can see the page exactly as the test saw it. And look at that. The submit button was still disabled because a network request in the background hadn't finished yet. Mystery solved in seconds with zero guesswork. Now, the trace viewer is incredibly powerful, but, with any great tool, there are a few common traps people fall into. So let's just walk through the rookie mistakes so you can sidestep them like a pro from day one.
First, and I see this all the time, is using the wrong trace setting. If you use trace on while you're developing locally, you're going to create a massive file for every single test you run. The fix is easy. Use retain on failure for local dev. Second, people ignore the network tab. It's so easy to get fixated on the web page, but so often the real problem is a slow or failed API call. Always check your network requests. And third, not using the command line. You can quickly open any trace file right from your terminal with npx playwright show trace. It's way faster than finding and downloading it from your CI.
Whew, okay, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's boil it all down to the absolute essentials. If you can master these key ideas, you will be so far ahead of the curve when it comes to debugging.
Here are your 3 pro takeaways. Number 1, trace on retry. Put trace on-first-retry in your CI config. It is the single most effective thing you can do to catch flaky tests. 2, think beyond the DOM. The real bug usually lives in a slow network response or some weird console error. The DOM is just showing you the symptom. And number 3, share the trace. That trace file is the fastest way to get everyone on the same page. It is the ultimate undeniable bug report.
I'll leave you with this. Mastering the trace viewer is the difference between spending your day guessing what went wrong and spending your day shipping fixes because you know what went wrong.
So the real question for you is, now that you have a time machine for your tests, are you ready to stop wasting time debugging and finally start diagnosing problems with absolute precision? Thanks for tuning in.